I've come on anyway, and it is so hot. It is like roasting, and where I think I've said before, I do my studios in the garage, but the garage gets the sun at the very end of the day, so it gets really warm in here when I come in here to do my live. So I do apologize if I'm, glowing, as they say. But I thought I really wanted to share with you the Sweet Talk suite, and I've been having a play with that and absolutely love it. So let's switch over to the desktop and we will have a look at that. I will just get it on here as well. Make sure that I see. Okay, the Sweet Talk suite. Sweet collection, absolutely gorgeous. It is such a happy, colourful suite, and as I said in my comments, full of love, because it's got lots of hearts and lots of great things for Valentine's Day. Hi Shani and Lynette, you're doing some crafting together, or your newsletter, something you often get together to do your newsletter, don't you? So you belong to the same team, obviously. That's fantastic that you obviously live close enough to each other to do these to do it together. Just talking about the Sweet Talk suite, and honestly, the stuff in here, I have been playing with crafting together. Fantastic! What fun! It's always good to craft with a friend. So we've got the designer series paper, we've got the real red ribbon, which is really like linen. It's lovely, actually. These iridescent gems, half an hour. That's not too bad, half an hour. Little boxes, sweet little boxes, dies, stamp set, and an embossing folder. And this is the stamp set a bit closer. Definitely worth it if you've got a day of crafting. Everything's worth it for a day of crafting, isn't it? As I say, especially good with a friend. So good to bounce ideas off each other. Okay, this is some designer series paper. A lot of it's already been quite well loved, and I have just got some of it here to show you. Well, this is one sheet of each of them, and I will flip them over to show you the other side. So lots of pinks, Highland Heather, and Highland Heather pinks, and Pool Party, So Saffron, red, real red, lots of colours that really, I think they sort of go well together, because they sort of really feed off each other as a bright, happy colour. They're sort of all together here in the stripes, and it just looks so happy. Okay, and pop that to one side. These are the dies that come with this. This is a gorgeous little envelope, a mini tag. This comes out, it cuts out the hearts. I'll show you this in a moment, but also leaves this as one whole piece. There's a big tag for a sentiment. This is another tag, and lots of hearts, lots of different shapes of hearts, which is fantastic. And of course, the stamp set. Lots and lots of different stamps in there. Okay, so we're going to be using, I've already cut it. So this piece of designer series paper, which I was just showing you, I'll grab it again. Yeah. What I've done is cut it to size, and then I've just cut it and flipped the bottom bit over. So we've got some of that gorgeous Highland Heather pattern there, which blends in perfectly with the hearts. And then I've popped that on to the real red cardstock. And I'm going to use the ribbon. So this is the ribbon. This texture is lovely. As I say, it's like linen. It really is got a lovely linen type texture to it. So I'm going to just get my Stampin' Seal Plus and run that down the side. And I'm just going to wrap. So I'm just going to cover that over that gap there. There you go. And I'll trim them at the back. So this really does save your ribbon, makes it just go that little bit further. And I'm using a thick basic white now, isn't it? Basic white cardstock for my base. And I will grab some dimensionals. So I've been having a play with this today for a couple of different things that I've got coming up. And there's just honestly so many things that you can do with it. And I don't know if you've seen online today, but the first of the projects from the Stampin' Up! Artisans for this year, we get our things put out in groups. Their projects have all been released today on Instagram and Facebook, and it is all the Sweet Talk Suite. It's all the Sweet Conversation Suite. So absolutely gorgeous. You need to check it out because honestly, the variation is amazing on everything you can make with this, the papers and the... Right. Let's pop that on. So it's absolutely gorgeous what they've created. Okay, so now I have got this from the labels, Pretty Labels. Where have I got them? Here. I use these so much, I must admit. These have got some fantastic labels in here and just these rectangle scallop shapes. And these are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I have used these, so highly recommend them if you don't have them already. So I'm going to pop that there. Now, one of the dies, as I said, cuts out an envelope. So this is the little envelope here. It's just like a, got the 3 circle sides there. And I will just put that together. Now I found I tend to like tape with this sort of thing. I just find it adheres a little bit better. Probably done a bit too much. That's all right. I'll trim it down. I've got the fan going at my feet. It's probably not as hot as some places, but we do actually get, I think it's only about 25, but we get a lot of humidity here, and it really does increase the heat value. Okay, so that's the little envelope. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave that up, and I'm probably going to pop that there like this. But first of all, I'm going to just use my blending brush. Of course, I'm going to use my blending brush, and this is So Saffron, and I'm just going to add, just so it's not so stark white. And I need, oops, move my table away. I need a little bit of blending, a little bit of scrap paper just to take off that blob that you can put on when you start. I just want a small hint of colour, really, not anything major. Okay. There we go. Let's close that. No, don't do what I did last week and put the wrong stamp in the wrong ink pad. Yes, we all do that though. Okay, so I'm going to pop, I've cut out with one of the dies, I've cut out the one of the hearts, and I've used the embossing folder. So the embossing folder has, have I got it over here? I thought I did, I haven't got it there. Sort of diamonds and stripe patterns, which is quite lovely actually. Just adds a really nice amount of texture. So I'm going to pop that in the envelope, like so. Just use a bit of glue for that. Now I've got to show off this. This is a little, we've got my friend Linda. I don't know if you're there, Linda, but she sent my Christmas present at the beginning of December, and it arrived today. It had some amazing, amazing gifts in it for me. And one of these was this amazing little rocket for keeping your I'm going to say ink, your glue, your adhesive up the right way, which is always handy when you're going to use it. So absolutely fantastic. So I'm one of the rocket group now. Just a little bit of glue. It's quite full, this one, so be a bit much more than I needed, but I haven't got that on silent. Here we go. That's better. Okay. So let's pop that on. I'm going to use dimensionals again. So Valentine's Day, of course, is coming up next week. Not next week. Well, don't panic, everyone. Don't panic. It's next month. Next week. Oh, I've got such a busy week this week, so time is just flying. Right. And I'm going to pop that there. And I'm going to glue that there. I just like to place things though first, make sure that I have got it right. So I have pre-done this. So this is what I was saying before about it cuts out the hearts but keeps them together like a chain. I did panic, did you? Good. Didn't mean to, sorry. It cuts it out like a chain, but you do get the hearts as well. So I'm going to pop that on there. And I'm going to have some hearts coming out. Now, I've already pre-stamped the embellishment. Oh, my gosh. Must be the heat's frying my brain. At the sentiment already on just a thin strip. The script for the sentiments are very fine and yeah, I just really like them actually. They're really quite different and delicate, which is fantastic. So I have got a little bit of the real red to glue that on as well. All right. Happy Valentine's Day. Even though this sweet obviously is for Valentine's Day, it can be used for so much more as well. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do with that. Might be do that a little bit further up. There we go. So let's pop just a tiny bit of glue on this. So what I do often is just have sort of an idea and I just cut everything out and what I'd like to use and just have a play. There's so many lovely things and sometimes I find it really hard to decide on what to make when the just use the bundle to make my wedding anniversary. Oh, have you? Isn't it just gorgeous? It really is amazing. And I think the colours do lend itself to both genders. Put that a little bit up there because I've got a bow to put there. And so I'm going to pop this on. So because that's already up on dimensionals, I only need to put a strip on that latter half and I need glue on that half because otherwise it will be unbalanced. Where is my scissors? So, and there's so many things you can do with it, Shani, isn't there? It's just so versatile. I might do that back there. As I said, when I got it out to have a play, I just sometimes when there's so many wonderful things to choose from, I just actually don't know where to start. And then once you start, you get carried away. Okay. There you go. And let's pop this on. I love this real red. It's such a beautiful, rich red. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to pop some of these on. I've got a mixture of Pool Party and the Highland Heather. A little bit fiddly, but it's very, very cute. So actually I might pop one of these on there and one here. I always like to, as I think I've probably said before, like to position them before I start gluing so that I don't have to take them up again. Okay, I've got another one here. That's probably enough. We'll see. Okay, won't need much glue. And so this is basically, this card is mainly just using the designer series paper to create the card, because the designer series paper is just so beautiful. You don't need much else. And one more. That's on. And lastly, the iridescent gems. Look at that, aren't they? Can you see that sparkle on there? Isn't that amazing? So sparkly. Right, let's pop some of these on. Might pop. Don't tend to use the big ones that much, I must admit. Put one there, I think. Look at that, they just take up the colour. They take up the colour that you put them on. So that now looks quite purpley. That's beautiful. We'll pop that one on there, and that's probably going to look pink. Yep, can you see that? That looks beautifully sparkly pink. Just beautiful. Okay, and one more up here. And there we have, oh no, we haven't finished yet. No, one more. I've already done the bow, but I do the bow ahead of time. Got to have the bow. This linen, the linen sort of texture of this really makes it easy to tie a gorgeous bow with this. Okay, so let's just pull that down a little bit. There we go. And I'll get a glue dot. Must admit, I have been using mainly twine a lot lately. I just love the effect that twine has on projects. This is a beautiful. Now, where are my, I've got my ribbon scissors somewhere, but they're not here. Hopefully this is going to cut. There we go. And we have a Valentine's Day card. Oops, let me get rid of that there. Using the DSP and just flipping it over to so you get to see both sides, which I always love. It really means that you're getting the most out of both sides. and a little envelope there with the hearts in it, just continuing the theme of the designer series paper. And inside I've just used the outside chain of the hearts that I used to cut out the little hearts there. And just a couple of others that I made while I was having a play. So this, when I saw the noughts and crosses in the stamp set, they're hugs and kisses, obviously. Hugs and kisses and the heart. I just thought, oh, I know what that reminds me of. So I just did a quick little board, a Tik Tok board, I think it's called, and created that. Yeah, and the hearts are all ready to go. And I've just coloured this with Pool Party. It's got the dark blue on the other side, so I've just used the white side and sponged that to coordinate. And that's also using that embossing folder. And on the inside I've just used one of the stamps. And then this one, which I think was probably my favourite, and that is just using red and white to create this card with some bit of sponging. Very, very simple. A lot of white space, which is always harder for me to leave white space. But yeah, I was actually really, really pleased how this turned out. So I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you look at the Artisans samples as well and have a go if you've got this set. Love to see what you create with it. It's absolutely beautiful. Just looking at the 3 cards I've done, you can just see that it's absolutely versatile in what you can do in so many different looks. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all again next week. Take care and lots of love. Bye.